Once upon a time, in the late 80s and early 90s, something really unusual was happening at Canada's biggest airport, Pearson International Airport in Toronto. This airport was massive, handling shipments from all over the world every day. But there was a problem. Valuable cargo was disappearing, and no one could figure out who the culprits were. Pearson Airport had tight security, with cameras and guards everywhere. To even enter the cargo area, you needed proper identification and a pass. Despite these precautions, high-end products like cameras, hard drives, computers, and other valuable items worth up to $500,000 were vanishing without a trace. The police were baffled. They couldn't figure out how the thieves were pulling off these heists right under their noses. The investigation was a nightmare. The airport was so massive that tracking missing cargo was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Moreover, the police were informed way too late about the thefts. By the time they got involved, any potential evidence had vanished. The police suspected that an organized crime gang working within the airport was behind these thefts. They thought it required inside knowledge, connections, and time to execute such operations. They believed that many people at the airport might be involved. But surprise, the police were wrong. It wasn't an elaborate gang. It was a single truck driver named Hoa Lam Ong, an immigrant from Vietnam who had come to Toronto with just $50 in his pocket. Hoa Lam Ong was determined to become wealthy, no matter the cost. He started by making friends within the Asian community and earned the nickname Smiley due to his friendly demeanor. Smiley married a Vietnamese immigrant named Teresa, who worked at a shipping company. She got him a job as a truck driver, picking up cargo from Pearson Airport. Smiley was in a unique position. He would deliver goods and get an idea of their value, but he couldn't steal while making deliveries. So he devised a plan. He began befriending cargo workers, giving them gifts, and even offering cash to some who needed it desperately. He made sure these workers stayed loyal to him. One day, he approached a worker and offered him $2,000 to sneak an extra skid of goods onto his truck without anyone noticing. The worker agreed. Smiley got a cargo full of electronics worth up to $100,000, a hefty return on his investment. This scheme worked, and Smiley continued bribing workers to help him steal cargo. He even enlisted the help of his stepson, Benny, who was excellent at selling stolen goods. Together, they created a vast network, targeting expensive cargo and selling the stolen items to computer store owners. To solve the problem of storage, Smiley bought 2 neighboring houses. He lived in one and used the other as a warehouse. He kept the stolen goods hidden in plain sight. Neighbors saw them carrying cargo but thought nothing of it, thanks to Smiley's friendly nature and frequent gift-giving. With the rise of the internet, Smiley started selling stolen goods on eBay. This opened up a global market, and sales flooded in. They managed to sell over 19,000 items and amassed a considerable fortune. Remarkably, these thefts went unnoticed for 13 years. The police couldn't identify the thief because there were hundreds of cargo workers. They watched cargo being loaded onto trucks but couldn't distinguish between legitimate deliveries and stolen goods. Finally, in 2001, a break came when a computer store owner reported a break-in. The police traced stolen hard drives back to a shipping company represented by someone named Joe, who turned out to be Benny. The police put Benny under surveillance, leading them to the massive warehouse in Smiley's house. On December 13, 2001, the police arrested Smiley, his wife Teresa, and Benny. They discovered millions in cash hidden throughout the house. Smiley eventually cooperated with the police, leading to a reduced sentence in exchange for returning over $6 million in cash and property. In the end, the incredible heist at Pearson Airport was the work of a single truck driver and his family, who managed to steal millions of dollars in cargo over 13 years without ever raising suspicion. It's a story of cunning, determination, and ultimately, justice prevailing. Thank you for joining us in exploring this captivating story. If you enjoyed this and would like to stay updated on the latest news and analysis, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel.